Opera Essence, 100% freshly squeezed opera juice, is an opera a colori podcast, giving you everything you need to know to help you enjoy the world's finest operas. In this episode, 5 fun facts about Il Barbiere di Siviglia, The Barber of Seville, by Gioacchino Rossini. Did you know that The Barber of Seville by Gioacchino Rossini first opened on the 20th of February 1816 at the Argentina Theatre in Rome and was an enormous success? However, amongst the audience was a large and rowdy group of fans of another composer, Giovanni Paisiello, who only a few years previously had written his own Barber of Seville. They believed that Rossini's new interpretation was hugely disrespectful to the famous and elderly predecessor, and so they created disturbance throughout the performance. From the following performance on, the opera began to receive the success it still gains today. Did you know that Rossini would use the same piece of music in different operas, sometimes for a matter of lack of time, and sometimes for pure laziness? In the case of The Barber of Seville, for example, the orchestral piece that introduces the opera, also known as an overture, is the same written for the opera L'Aureliano in Palmira from 1813, and is also used for the opera Elizabeth, Queen of England, written 2 years later. Did you know that Rossini wrote The Barber of Seville in just 20 days? It was just enough time for his amanuensis to copy down each individual part for the musicians. In less than a month, the composer was able to write the music and have singers and an orchestra perform his work. Of course, at the time, there was no way of recording the performances, so we will never know exactly what the outcome actually was, with the cast having had such little time to study the parts. Did you know that in the second act of The Barber of Seville, Rosina, the female protagonist, sings a song rather than an operatic aria? Until a few decades ago, this was the moment in which each leading lady playing this role could sing a song of her choice, sometimes even from other operas and by other composers. A moment in which the diva could do what she wanted. Did you know that the aria Largo al factotum, also known as Figaro qua, Figaro là, is one of the many operatic arias that we could almost define pop, inasmuch as it has been removed from the operatic repertoire to reach the masses? In fact, this aria has been used as music for adverts for IKEA and Volkswagen, in films such as Mrs. Doubtfire, and even Homer Simpson had a go in the episode of The Simpsons, Homer of Seville. Have you listened to our podcast with the synopsis of this opera? We hope that these 5 fun facts have sparked your interest. If you have other questions to ask us, why not send us a message via Instagram at Opera a Colori. We look forward to hearing from you soon. And now, the house lights are dimmed, it's time to enjoy the show. Opera Essence, 100% freshly squeezed opera juice, is an Opera a Colori production. This episode was written by Tommaso Quanilli, produced by Selena Bellomi and Ivo Rizzi, and presented by Felicity Murphy. Follow us on our social media pages at Opera a Colori.